What is up, Earthnoids and Spacenoids? I am just a simple new type, and in this episode, we are returning to the 1 Year War and following the Guinea Pig team. Last time, we learned about Yu Kajima and the GM dominance. We also learned about Nimbus and his Ifrit custom, which also contains the exam system. This time, the North American base will come under attack. Nimbus and his team will shoot down a Medea containing Blue Destiny, and Yu's team will have to save it. So let's get into this. New types are the next step of human evolution as predicted by Zeon Zoom Daikun. Most people originally did not believe in this and was greeted with skepticism. However, Warriors on the Battlefield has helped prove that new types do in fact exist. Kycelia helped push the Flanagan Institute in June of UC 0079 on Side 6. The Institute found that not only do new types have expanded cognitive abilities and spatial awareness, they also emit psycho waves. It was only a matter of time before scientists were able to engineer a way to interface with the psycho waves, the Psycommu system. We will see that this push for Psycommu system mobile suits will be known as the Bishop Plan. We flash back to Dr. Clust meeting Marion Welsh for the first time. She says that she is too weak to fight this war, but the doctor lets her know that they do research in the hopes to end the war. Marion goes out and tests the Psycommu Early Test Type Zaku. The YMS-06Z Psycommu Early Test Type Zaku is the first step towards the Bishop Plan. This, of course, has a Psycommu system and isn't exactly designed for combat. It is equipped with 2 wired bits. These prototype bits were huge and almost the size of a Zaku arm. The wire allows for data collection, and the bits shoot a projectile, not a beam. Marion is able to take out all the targets with ease during a mock test. One scientist notes that she would be quite effective in battle, but Clust says she is afraid of real combat. He is frustrated by that comment. Nimbus is also a part of Clust's crew and is watching Marion. Back at the North American EFF New Bern base, combat operator Maureen is giving a briefing about catching Zeon fleets fleeing to space. But Philip isn't paying attention. He actually was paying attention, but he is now complaining about not being able to swim, as this is a water mission. She informs Yu that the Dominants will be equipped with some new underwater features. Yu is daydreaming about new types and Marion, who showed up in his dreams. Phillips comes up behind him and tells them that they will be able to handle it, even though he was just complaining seconds ago. Suddenly, they get a base-wide alert. Zeon forces are approaching. The base's fisheyes have captured data that forces will attack soon. The RB-79N fisheye is originally a prototype underwater ball that was originally seen in the Igloo manga. These were created to take on the rise of Zeon U-boats and Zaku marine types. It is now equipped with a barrel-long sphere, which is sort of a spear gun, 2 claws, and a searchlight. It was mainly used in the summer of UC 0079, and near the end of the war was replaced by the RAG-79 Aqua GM. They were able to spot 2 Gogs and 1 Zagak approaching. The 11th Autonomous Corps is ordered to intercept. They haven't really had a chance to test their new dominance underwater equipment. His men are piloting the Aqua GM. The RGM-79DO-AQ GM Dominance underwater equipment added 2 weapons to the Dominance. The underwater beam rifle is also used with the Gundam Marine type and minimizes beam deterioration in the water. It also has anchors mounted on each hand and is used to grapple with enemy forces. The RAG-79 Aqua GM was created to combat Zeon's amphibious mobile suits during the 1 Year War. The data from the prototype GM Slope was used to create this unit. The Aqua GM has a hydrojet unit equipped in its backpack, shoulders, and legs for underwater propulsion, with nozzles for the hydrojet units also present on the soles of the feet. It has better output than the Zagak, but not the Gog. This unit was rushed into production and thus didn't live up to its name, but its data was used to create the Gundam Marine type. It is equipped with a missile launcher, a torpedo pod, a hand anchor, a beam pick, and a harpoon gun. Underwater, the Guinea Pig team finds fisheyes being wrecked by the Zeon forces. Yu notes that there isn't cooling issues when underwater because being underwater means the rifle is water-cooled. The team goes in, but they try not to stay out too far. Meanwhile, Tristan and Serge are watching EFF. They begin making their move. Nimbus's plan for the base is to disperse their forces and spread them out thin. They plan on recapturing the cargo that EFF stole from them. Tristan and Serge were provided by Kycelia, the new Doms. This is after the Black Tri-Stars failed to destroy the White Devil during the Battle of Edessa. The Doms come in with the quickness. The 501st, which consists of Zaku's and aquatic mobile suits, thanks the Nimbus team for helping them out. The Doms go in and take out the GMs and gun tank. Meanwhile, the guinea pigs take out the mobile suits, but there is still one lurking around. They suddenly get communication from HQ regarding the second attack on the base. They realize they were a distraction. As you receive the communication, the Zagak comes in and tries to take out the Dominance. They both emerge from the water, and the Dominance uses its anchor to take out the Zagak. One of the 501st members tells the Nimbus team that they can use this base to flee back into space, but you and the Guinea Pig team come in and take out the 501st Zaku. You notices that even though they are fast, they are stilted, and he can attack if he waits for the right moment. Surge comes in with his heat saber. You dodges, but the Dom is fast and jumps up and quickly uses a Sturmfaust. It hits you in his back. When this happens, he sees Marion for a moment. While this is all going down, Dr. Klust is watching Blue Destiny activate on its own. The exam system has been activated. He says that the unit seems to be shaking with rage. Alf comes in to see what is happening. The exam system goes crazy. Dr. Klust stares at Blue Destiny and begins talking to it. It seems as though it tells him of the whereabouts of the Ifrit Custom. Back with Nimbus, the Ifrit Custom's exam system is also activated. Nimbus will show his Ifrit the true power of the exam system. We see images of Marion wrapped in bandages in control of the Nimbus. It is clear by the imagery that Marion and the exam system are very much connected. I can't tell if he's manifesting the exam system into his swords or he is just using his swords for a metaphor. What do you think? Back at the battle, Yu's arm is destroyed. The Dom goes in and fires his bazooka when Marion tries to reach out to Yu. He is able to dodge the bazooka beam. Surge and Tristan are wowed by Yu's incredibly fast moves. The two take off towards the base to steal the Gallop cargo. The rest of the Nimbus team comes in. A woman named Jill is infiltrating the base as an EFF mechanic. They steal a cargo supply from the base. As they take off, a few fly arrows head towards the supply ship. The fly arrow is a double-seated jet fighter with canard wings. This jet was obsolete by the time of the 1 Year War, but was still occasionally used. This unit only has Vulcans. Nimbus in his Ifrit Custom jumps up high and attacks the fly arrows with his heat swords. Back at the base, Yu is in the medbay. He is informed of the cargo that was just stolen. Philip happens to be in love with one of the mechanics. It just so happens to be the spy, unbeknownst to him. Philip also tells Yu a rumor that they will be assigned the blue unit, and it will be assigned to Yu, but Marine is the head of the team and hasn't heard of such a rumor. The Dominance is going to need to be fixed, but the only mechanic around happens to be Jill, the mole. Yu wonders if Marion is guiding him. I have been referring to this as a Medea, but technically it is the C-88 Medea. The C-88 Medium Transport Medea is an improved variant of the Medea. This is a slightly smaller unit where the container and the fuselage were merged. These have great maneuverability compared to the original. The rotors for vertical takeoff and landing have been replaced with jet engines. In addition, each wing was fitted with an additional jet engine for a total of 8. These also can be modified as a bomber, which we have seen with the Slave Wraith team in our coverage of Missing Link. In the Medea, Alf is watching over Blue Destiny. One person tells him to go get some rest. On the ground, Tristan and Surge and their Doms are using a sniper beam rifle and lugging around the power generator as they can't attach the backpack to their backs. Tristan shoots out one of the engines of the Medea and it begins going down. The two go and link up with Nimbus. You're not gonna check out if you shut down your target? Okay. Back at the North American base, the team gets intel that the Medea was under attack and then suddenly lost contact with the ship. They head out to intercept. Yu's team is the first team of the 11th Corps, but there is also a second team which teases the first team before they launch. Phillips got a gift from Jill to bring with him on the mission. Blue Destiny isn't hurt in the crash, but Zaku's are on their way to the location. 2 of these units are Zaku cannons, but one thing to note is that they have different antennas. One has a custom twin antenna head that is known as the rabbit type head. The other 2 units are Zaku desert types. The MS-06D Zaku desert type was a modified Zaku variant that was created by Xeon when they were the ones occupying the North American base. This unit was originally going to have twin antennas as well, but eventually changed before mass production. The biggest change was the replacement of the Zaku 2's standard thruster jetpack with a heat dissipating radiator backpack. Out of the 114 units, 71 had single antennas, 43 had 2 antennas. This was eventually phased out and replaced with the Dom Troppen. Suddenly, a team of GMs come in to help. It is the second team. Yu's team is still making their way to help. Nimbus's team gets word that another team has finally made contact with the Medea. Nimbus tells everyone to stand down as they plan on killing anything in their way, including allies. A Zaku team fighting the second team gets the message from the Nimbus about standing down, but they do not listen. That is when Nimbus and the Ifrit comes in and kills one of his own teammates. Surge in the Dom has backpacks, which holds turrets and equips it with what looks like 2 beam sabers, which was confusing because I thought it was a Dom cannon for a second. He unleashes the turrets and takes out the remaining Zakus. The Ifrit makes his way towards the Medea when you and the first team comes in and helps. Alf watches you intently. He wants to see if he is worthy of piloting Blue Destiny. Yu recognizes that the power emanating from the Ifrit custom is the same as Blue Destiny. The two engage in battle. Nimbus notes that it isn't like the other pilots, and this one is actually worthy. As they battle, Marion is watching over them. And that will do it for this episode. Yu and Nimbus have finally met each other on the battlefield. Yu's connection with Marion and his quick wits make him a great candidate for the pilot of Blue. In our next episode, we will continue the battle between Nimbus and Yu. We will see Blue and the exam system activate and help out. We will also see Jill start to make moves. But that will do it for now, new types. Remember, if a naked youth comes to you in your dreams, you may be a new type. Peace.